Okay, guys, let's go over some review over the inverse stuff we just began this week. So they're going to ask us to find an inverse of an equation. And first of all, we said that there's kind of two steps. We have to take x and y, and remember we talked about switching them or interchange them. And then we have to put it back in y equals form. So let's take a look at the equation we have here. So f of x equals 4x minus 7. First thing we're going to do is take the f of x out and put our y in, leaving everything else in the equation the same. Then we're going to take our x and y and we're going to flip them in their spots. So instead of being y equals, it's x equals. Instead of being 4x, it's going to be 4y minus 7. Now that first step is done. Now we need to go to putting it in y equals form. So we're going to add 7. So x plus 7 equals 4y. And then we're going to divide both sides by 4. So we have y equals x plus 7 equals 4, or over 4. And this is going to be the inverse. Now I do want to remind you, if I wanted, I assume there's a 1 in front of that y, I could write it as two separate pieces like this. And either one of those would be okay. Okay, let's see right now if we can go to finding the inverse of this next one. So we're going to find the inverse of f of x equals negative 2x plus 3. So first step we're going to do, take the f of x out and we're going to put a y in. It's our first step. Then we're going to take our x and y and switch spots. So x equals negative 2y plus 3. And now we've got to put it back in y equals form. So we're going to subtract 3. And then we're going to divide by negative 2. So we have y equals x minus 3 over negative 2. Now remember, just like we talked about before, if we assume there's a 1 there, we can separate this into two fractions. So negative 1/2 x plus 3 over 2. And either one of these would be okay to write as the inverse. Okay, you also have some log stuff that we did on the last day we were in class.